Hi, and welcome to Focus on English.
This is a calm English podcast for listening and real conversations.
Hello, and welcome back to the Deep Dive.
It is great to be here.
We're really glad you could join us today.
Yeah.
Whether you're on your morning commute, out for a walk.
Or just relaxing at home with a cup of tea.
Exactly. We appreciate you making us part of your routine.
And today is a little bit different, isn't it?
It is.
Usually we're diving deep into, complex news stories or big scientific trends.
Right.
But today we're turning the lens on language itself, specifically the language of success and progress.
That's right. We've gone through a big stack of articles, some really interesting short stories, and even a bit of academic research on how people learn.
Mm-hmm.
And the mission for this deep dive is actually very specific. We want to help you master 5 English verbs. Just 5.
But these aren't just random words we pulled out of a dictionary.
No.
These are what I like to call power words. If you look at how people talk about their careers or their studies or even their personal growth in English, these 5 verbs, they just appear constantly. They signal competence. They show that you know what you're doing.
I love that idea. Power words. It sounds like we're unlocking a new skill level.
I think we are.
And actually, we have a challenge for you, the listener. We don't want you to just listen passively today.
No, this is a workshop.
We want this to be a real workshop.
Exactly. We know from the research we looked at, I think it was this study on the significance of reading, that active usage is the only way to lock a new word into your long-term memory.
You have to use it to keep it.
You have to use it. So here's the plan. We'll talk about a word, we'll explain exactly what it means, and we'll show you how it was used in our source stories.
And then, here's your job. We want you to write a sentence using that word in the comments section.
Immediate practice.
Immediate practice, don't be shy, and please don't worry about being perfect. Just try to use the word.
Writing it down, it bridges that gap between understanding something and really knowing it.
Okay, so are you ready to hear the list?
I think so.
Let's do it. What are the 5 words on our agenda today?
Okay, so today we are looking at achieved, managed, developed, initiated, and improved.
Achieved, managed, developed, initiated, and improved. Wow, that almost tells the story of a successful project, doesn't it?
It really does. It tells a story.
Okay, let's start at the very top then. The first word is achieved.
Achieved. This is a great word to start with.
So simply put, what does it mean to achieve something? How is it, different from just finishing something?
That's a great question. To achieve means to successfully finish something or to do something good, but, and this is the key, usually after you've worked hard for it.
So effort is involved.
Effort is the key difference. I mean, you can win the lottery, but you didn't achieve the lottery. You just got lucky.
Right. Achievement implies you had a goal, you struggled a little bit, you put in the work, and then you reached the finish line.
Exactly. It's not about luck. It's about work.
And we have a perfect example of this in one of our source stories. It's about a character named Laura.
Yes, Laura. She's the one working very hard in the office.
Okay.
She's head down, focused, and she's actually quite worried about her job. But she doesn't realize her colleagues are watching her. They see her as a top employee.
And there's that specific line where they're talking about her. They say, who knows what she can achieve?
Right. Think about that sentence. They're not saying who knows what she will do. They're saying who knows what she can achieve.
They're looking at her potential.
Exactly. They believe she can reach very high goals in her career.
So if I'm a listener trying to use this in a sentence, I probably shouldn't say, I achieved lunch.
No, please don't say that.
Okay.
Unless you had to hunt for the food yourself.
Yeah.
You'd say something like, she worked hard and achieved good results.
Or, we achieved our sales goal for the month.
Yes, that's perfect.
It feels like a celebration word. It signals a victory.
It does. It's very positive.
Now, I have to ask you, have you achieved any small goals recently?
That is a good question. I was looking at another one of our sources, the blog from a language learner. I think her name was Christina.
Yes, she talks about SMART goals.
Right, making those mini milestones, not trying to do everything at once. So, using her advice, I set a small goal. And I can say, I achieved my goal of ordering coffee in a foreign language without panicking.
That is a huge achievement.
It felt huge.
Ordering food or coffee when you're learning a language it's terrifying.
It is. Your heart beats fast, you forget all the words. But I did it. I achieved it.
That's a perfect example. It involved effort and overcoming fear. Okay, listener, now it is your turn. We want to know about your success. What is something you achieved this week?
It doesn't have to be big. Maybe you finished a book. Maybe you achieved a high score on a test.
Or maybe you woke up early. Write a sentence with achieved in the comments. I achieved. We'd love to read them.
All right, let's move on to our second word. This one is interesting because, well, I feel like it has two different personalities. The word is managed.
Managed. Yes, this is a very common word, but it can be a little tricky.
It can because it has two meanings that are quite different, but both are so useful.
Okay, let's break them down. What's the first meaning?
The first meaning is about control. To manage means to be in control of a business or a team or a situation. You're the boss.
You're the organizer.
Right. We saw this in the story about Antonio, Laura's colleague. The text says Antonio was really successful as a sales associate. So the company promoted him. They brought him onto the management team.
So now he manages people. He's a manager. That's the business definition.
That's it. But there's a second meaning. And I think this one is even more useful for everyday life.
Okay, what is it?
To manage also means to succeed in doing something difficult, especially when you have very little time or money.
Ah, like you survived the difficulty. You got by.
Exactly. Like when you say, I managed to catch the bus.
Yes. You almost missed it. You had to run, but you managed it.
You did. We saw a great example of this in the Expert IELTS source material. It talks about an app for students.
Oh, right. The app that helps with reading.
Yes. The text says the app helps students manage reading assignments. Because academic reading can be so hard and overwhelming,
Right.
the app doesn't do the reading for you. It helps you handle it. It helps you manage the task.
That's a really important distinction. So if I say he managed the project very well, I'm saying he was a good leader.
Correct.
But if I say I managed to finish the report on time, even though I was busy,
You're saying it was a struggle, but you did it.
I succeeded.
Exactly. It implies there were obstacles.
Speaking of obstacles, thinking back to the story about Laura, her friends complain that she's always working.
I think we can all relate to that.
It's hard to find balance. How about you? How do you handle your busy schedule?
Oh, it's always a challenge. But I can use the word here. Last weekend was just crazy. I had so much work to do. But I managed to find time for my friends.
See, that's the perfect use of the word. It was difficult, you were busy, but you succeeded. You managed to do it.
Okay, listeners, think about your life. What's something difficult you did recently? Write a sentence about something you managed to do.
I managed to cook dinner without burning it. Or I managed to fix my computer. Anything works.
We want to see how you're managing your daily challenges.
Let's look at our third word. This is a word for growth, for building. The word is developed.
Developed. This is a strong word.
So how do we define it simply?
To develop means to make something grow or become bigger or just better.
Okay.
It can also mean to create something new, like an idea or a product. It's about moving from simple to complex.
We saw this word used a lot in our source material about history and geography.
We did. The Expert IELTS texts discuss human development and the agricultural revolution.
Right.
It talks about how farming changed everything. Before farming, life was simple. After society developed, it got more complex.
It grew layers. There was also that really interesting example about the UAE, the United Arab Emirates.
Oh, that was fascinating. The text mentioned that the UAE developed an indoor ski resort.
Which is just amazing when you think about it.
In the middle of a desert.
Developing a ski resort in a desert, that's creating something new and complex where it didn't exist before.
Definitely. So, in a business context, you might hear this all the time with technology. The company developed a new application for phones.
Or, talking about people, children develop quickly in their first few years.
It's all about progress and becoming more advanced.
Speaking of advanced, I was reading the section in our sources about the bionic leg. Did you see that?
Yes! The prosthetic limb. That was incredible.
The text described it as highly developed technology. I mean, it's not just a piece of plastic. It has sensors and motors. It's developed.
That's a great use of the word. And you know, if we connect this to learning English, it's really the same process.
How so?
When you learn new words, you aren't just memorizing, you're helping your brain develop new skills.
That's a great perspective. You're building a new skill structure in your mind.
Exactly. So for our listener participation, what is the skill you have developed recently? Maybe cooking, maybe coding.
Or maybe a soft skill, like patience. That's a skill. Tell us in the comments, I developed my drawing skills, or I developed a new habit.
I look forward to seeing what skills people are working on.
Moving on to number 4. Now, this word sounds a bit more formal, a bit more professional. The word is initiated.
Initiated. Yes, this is a great word if you want to sound professional in a meeting.
Is it just a fancy way of saying started?
Uh, Basically, yes.
Yeah.
But initiated is usually used for processes, projects, or formal actions. You wouldn't say, I initiated my sandwich.
Right, you just say, I started eating.
Initiated sounds more like pushing a button to launch a rocket.
That's a good image. It means to cause a process or action to begin. We saw this in the source text about reading research.
Yes, the significance of reading source. It talks about researchers and studies. When researchers want to begin a new study, they don't just start it casually.
They initiate the research.
Right. It implies planning and purpose.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a connection in our sources to the Captain America movie summary. It talks about carrying out an operation. But before you can carry out a mission, you have to initiate it.
You have to take that first step.
Make it happen. And going back to our workplace drama with Antonio.
Antonio is very busy in this episode.
He is. The story says he was working on a big technology project. Before he could build anything, he had to look at a lot of data. He initiated the research for the project.
He set the process in motion.
Exactly. So, for example, sentences, you might hear this in the news, the government initiated a new plan for safety.
Or, in a social situation, this is the good one for learners, if 2 people are standing quietly at a party and one person speaks first.
That can be scary.
It is. But you could ask, who initiated the conversation? Who spoke first?
That's a great example. It's about being the one to start the action.
So are you good at initiating things? Or do you wait for other people?
Sometimes I am. I like starting new hobbies,
Me too.
but finishing them is harder. But thinking about work, starting a new project is always exciting. If I have a new idea, I have to initiate the planning phase.
You have to make the first move. That's the key. So, listener, use initiated in a sentence. Did you initiate a new project at work? Did you initiate a new hobby?
Maybe you initiated a conversation with a stranger in English. That would be very brave.
That would be something to be proud of. Let us know in the comments.
And finally, we have our 5th word. This is a word everyone loves to hear. The word is improved.
Improved. A simple, powerful word.
It just means to get better or to make something better than it was before.
This is the core reason why we're all here, isn't it?
It is, to learn and get better. In the source about the significance of rating, the results were very clear. The study showed that students who read more didn't just stay the same. They improved their vocabulary and reading comprehension significantly.
Their skills got better. They improved.
Yes. You can use it for skills or for situations. For example, her English improved a lot after she started reading.
Or in a business meeting. We need to improve our customer service.
Mm.
We need to make it better.
It's all about positive change.
Looking back at your language learning journey, you mentioned ordering the coffee earlier.
Yes.
How did you get to that point? How did you improve enough to do that?
Well, it really goes back to the advice from Creota.com. Consistency. I practiced every single day, even if it was just for 5 minutes. And because of that consistency, my speaking skills improved.
And now you can order coffee without fear.
Exactly. The fear went down because the skill improved.
I love that. Improvement brings confidence. So for our final listener prompt, we want to know about your progress.
Write a sentence telling us, my English improved because... What helped you? Was it watching movies? Was it listening to this deep dive?
My English improved because I practiced every day. Simple and true.
We really want to hear your stories of improvement.
Okay, that is our list of 5 words. We've covered a lot of ground today. Let's do a quick lightning round recap to make sure they stick.
Ready.
Can you give us the definitions one more time, fast?
Achieved. To succeed in reaching a goal, usually through hard work,
Okay.
managed. To control a team, or to succeed in doing something difficult.
Got it.
Developed. To grow, become advanced, or create something new. Initiated. To start a formal process or an action.
And the last one.
Improved. To get better or make something better.
Achieved, managed, developed, initiated, improved. 5 words that can really change how you talk about your life and your work.
And remember, listeners, you don't have to learn all 5 perfectly right now. That's way too much pressure.
Right.
Just choose one. Choose the one that you like the most and try to use it today.
Write it down on a piece of paper, put it in a sticky note on your computer, and of course, write it in the comments below.
Writing it down connects the word to your memory. It really, really works.
Before we go, we want to leave you with just a little bit of motivation.
Yes. I want to go back to the advice from Christina in our source material. She said something very important.
It was,
Show up to learn English every single day.
it doesn't have to be hours of study. Just show up.
Exactly. Even if it's just listening to one deep dive or writing one comment, that is progress. That is improvement.
You are doing a great job just by being here and listening.
Absolutely. Keep going. You are achieving more than you realize.
Thanks for listening to this deep dive. We can't wait to read your sentences in the comments.
We can't.
See you next time.
Goodbye, everyone. Keep practicing.
Thank you for listening. If this podcast helps you practice English, feel free to subscribe. See you next time.